All right. Merry Christmas. Well, nearly.
Yeah. Well, look, we're well into the 12 days of Christmas. It's actually, I think it's the 5th day of the 12th day, of whatever. Math's too foggy at this time of the year. It's one of them. So 12 geese are laying.
Day 7, good communities, caring for volunteers, elevating,
that's it. Yeah.
elevating fundraising, all of those things
Yeah.
above.
If someone wants to comment on this newsletters of the 12 days of volunteering, so we can create another little
something to do, yes, leading in.
That would be awesome.
Leading in. We actually did get some gifts from some amazing retailers across some geographic zones. What are we up to, like 20 or so?
Yeah, look, it's really a fantastic time, generally speaking. And look, and you can be a Scrooge, you can be a ho-hum, a killjoy, and all that, and not buy into the festive season. But we've seen it in reality this year, Smithy. We put a test out to local businesses, say, hey, listen, our mission is to elevate volunteers. They really do an unbelievable amount of work. They don't really get a lot for it. We're putting together these hampers. Could you kick the 10 with some generosity to volunteers? And like I said, 20 to 30 odd local businesses, both in the Melbourne region and Gold Coast area, have gone, happy to help, which has been fantastic. So the Christmas spirit is alive and well, even if it's only in the world of volunteering.
Look, and we're busting a butt at the background. We set our team killer tasks to try and build some things out on the app as we approached this end of year celebration for volunteerism from our perspective, and assisting some volunteers just see a little bit of love and kindness. We're trying to shower that in unique ways. So with the app changes, which are due and imminent to be shown in the next couple of days, we're going to be right on the borderline of launching just before Chrissy. So there's no issues there. If people see the auction items and like the idea of bidding with their hours and taking their family out to a couple of places they might not try before, they'll get to do that in the new year. So all good.
And again, Smithy, we'll stretch the invitation to all volunteers and all organisations on platform. As the non-techo in our technology company delivery platform, the work that yourself and the team have done, with the feedback of some of the volunteer orgs about this is what we really want to see. I'll have to say, and not that I'm biased, but I am. The app is just ridiculously good. It's fantastic as far as how it looks, the functionality, that process, and of course, uptake and adoption. The volunteers have embraced that change. Nothing scarier than when you go from here's a platform that was working to here's a new one. And so I'm super excited about the imminent announcement that we'll launch in September. Someone said that in
well, we weren't far off in terms of the launch. I think we tried to cram too much in, as I always do. So,
but that's good.
So we've got a wonderful little roadmap that's emerging, and we're ticking boxes quicker than I've ever done in my career in software. So we must be doing something right. Certainly, the desire is, and has never changed, is if we can assist on 3 key pillars, we're probably doing something right. And our newsletters, which I've really enjoyed reading, I hope you've all enjoyed the memes that our team are putting together. They've put some inappropriate ones in the mix that I've had to can last minute, but inappropriate depends on who's looking, right? So I enjoy getting something out there that's a bit different with the team on the newsletter front. But the thing from the newsletter was we focused on 3 key areas, mainly around our central mission of elevating volunteers. Followed closely behind something that's coming to be more and more pertinent is the assistance around fundraising and moving around areas like sponsorship, which we think is a bit broken. And certainly, as importantly, how can we assist with grants and storytelling and all those important things that you need to do as an org to separate yourself from the crowd. And there's a big crowd in the space because we know there's over 275,000 orgs in Australia claiming to be under the NFP charity banner. And if you put those all in one big bucket, I don't think there's enough money to go around. So you need to know what you're doing get the cash. And then finally, the bit that's something I can truly lean into because it's where I've made a career out of, and that is improving the processes of people in the organisations that they work in or serve, and whether that's a not-for-profit or a highly profitable construction company or transport company. The truth is everyone needs tools to be better. So they're the three pillars. 2025 is going to be absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to launch some of the new features in first quarter.
2025, the year of the volunteer. I've already done it. I already changed my profile status to the year of the volunteer. And we've had some great volunteers this year. We've had an Australian of the Year as a volunteer, Order of Australia recipients. We've had multiple organisations that are on platform like the Gold Coast Tool Library, Fierce Females, who are now funding and grant recipients through Queensland Volunteering and some of the funds they made available. So awesome wins for that. And talk about awesome wins. You know, when you think about the consequence of our action, Smithy, when we talk about sponsorship and fundraising in particular, you know, we created this model relative to be able to demonstrate to the corporates what true social impact is. And so I'm pretty pumped that we just kicked over the 25,000 hours that have been contributed to social impact and recorded on our app, which is just epic. I mean,
it's an epic first milestone, mate. It is an epic first milestone, and you see it rocking up now in hundreds of hours a day across many organisations who have all identified with the light we're trying to shine on volunteerism and recognising that if you don't have the information, data is the new oil, so to speak. If you don't have the information, then just the same as Joe Blogs or Mary Mullins down the road. So, 2.3 million impact value. So that's pretty cool. And I was just thinking as you ticked over the hours yesterday, how it'll be interesting to see the timeline to the 50,000th hour. And then the subsequent milestones of 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, million. I think we should keep a track of how each $25,000 block, how long it takes. Because I've got a sneaking suspicion that's going to go like this, just slam into it. You know, there's going to be a time in the not too distant future, mate, where we're in a blink and 25,000 hours have been added, right? That's the truth.
Correct. Yeah. Look, and I think, you know, one of the other things that we're really excited about to share, which is the launch of the Electric Community Token on the org side for next year. Everyone knows, I think, that knows you and I about the amount of work that we churn out on a day-by-day basis, and the thought process of how to actually not just talk about making a difference, but, you know, as you called it 4 years ago, where's the rubber hit the road? Like, when does all this ideology come down to practicality? So really excited about the launch of the ECTs, and I think that's going to see a monumental shift in how volunteers can further support their organisation just by recording their time. So I think we will see that exponential spike of volunteers going, hey, this is actually creating money for our org now.
Yeah, and look, sponsors are no different, mate. Like, you're 100% correct. They want to know stuff too.
Yeah,
they want to know more about who they're putting their money into, and we had this really interesting chat, and it's great to you know, riff around some ideas, but we talked about how sponsorship's so it's so shallow in terms of its targeting. It doesn't have any depth to it. It's here's some money. Don't really care what you do with it. See you next year. Like, and we're like, is that really going to be the way that society's going to roll as the purses get tighter and our discretionary funds reduce, which is something we're all grasping with, is cost of living. And so you sort of forecast and go, it would be lovely if you could allow for an audience to go wider and then choose where they want to go deeper.
Yeah.
And width gives you eyeballs, width gives you touch, but depth gives you outcomes and impact. And if we can somehow marry those two, mate, I think we're standing in a class of our own. We're out there in in the blue ocean, my friend. And I'm looking so forward to that piece.
Well, it's the one thing that I'm really pumped about, and you know, and obviously, I mean, I've been operating in the sponsorship space for a few years now. To actually be able to say, here is a value proposition, not here's an idea or here's what we think will happen, based on the data that we've got, based on the outcome of the sponsor. Because you know what, you get to a point, Smithy, with all this noise and clutter, that you either go, right, there is no advertising anymore for any product anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is never going to happen, right? Because otherwise the noise just becomes so compoundingly loud that as consumers, we can't make a decision anyway. So you try and go back away from the noise. Now, the sponsors in that mix, right? They go, where do we fit into that noise? And I think that, you know, oh, well, I'm really excited about being able to deliver that to the consumer market. But when our volunteer audience actually understand the potential for sponsors to come on board without the fundamental delivery obligation to the organisation, which is where most of them fall over, let's be honest. It's, you know, we need a 20 grand sponsor. We've offered them 40 grand worth of stuff and we're going to deliver 5 because that's our capacity.
And you measure the 5, by the way, just as a side.
You measure the 5, right? And then the sponsor goes, didn't really get the outcome we were thinking about. So by using that analytical process of what are the key stakeholders, what are each of their requirements, what are each of their capacities and capabilities, then you come up with a really strong model. And I believe that there will be some really good traction gained when our volunteer audience understand what our sponsorship model is and how they can help support that just purely by introduction. You don't have to do anything except
and even the area is the team we've emerged. We've built a little team around us now that are supporting us on a daily basis, and it's just incredible to watch the growth of those amazing teammates that we work with and call friends now, who have seen the vision, have seen our mission, are excited to work with us, want to contribute to the best of their capability, and I can't wait till we start to really expand that team out and the people that have evangelized and led the way without us knowing where we're going with the lights off, right? Who now know what it looks like to be in a room of sparkles and joy and amazing feedback loops by talking to people that care and do good. Look, this is a mission that people want to be part of. And so that again, another big tick for 2024. Good people make a difference. And we've got some great people in our team.
We do. Yes. We do.
And then of course, sorry to keep going, but you know, the other thing that intrigues me greatly is how do we talk to brands in a way that makes sense to them, and that's something that takes time to refine and something that we're working on. And so Sam was born, which I'm hoping will be a category in its own right, social area marketing. And social area marketing will be one of those things that I think we'll look back and say, hey, you did separate yourself from the noise. You did separate yourself from the algorithm of Facebook. Who's in the background? Who's in the background?
No, we're talking about that very same subject. I just had a notification come through from another a local business. This one's in Rowville in Victoria. Just sending that we would love to be involved in your Christmas hamper campaign for volunteers. A little organisation that people may have heard of called Indota Spa.
They're awesome. Indota team, incredible products.
So they just come on, and I'm sorry to be distracted.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome because I don't know a business. I've not run a consumer oriented business before. It's always been B2B for me, right? So, the holy grail would be to build something that's large, that can scale, that can touch the hearts, minds, and souls of hundreds, if not thousands, of end user customers, right? And so there's a bit of an excitement in Quarto at my age to not only look back and say we've made a difference, but to do something that's really challenging that a lot of people can't get done. And that excites me more than anything else, to be honest. Getting up every morning and going, how do we achieve this monolithic outcome we've set ourselves? You know, we're talking about 50,000 businesses on platform by the end of next year. We've done some call outs. We've made some calls in the last 4 weeks, and we've spoken to hundreds. And of those that actually answer the phone, and not all do because the lists are only as strong as you've got, we're getting in the high percentages, low teens of responses that are yes off a phone call.
I know.
It's unheard of. So if you don't think we're going to get this mission out there, everyone, if you don't think we're going to get to you out in your geographic zone and find 10, 15, 20 unbelievably good businesses that want to support you and support the community of volunteers around you, then you got to think you're on the wrong page, because we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Look, exactly. And you know what? The big fundamental change for me in the closeout, I suppose, for this year, in reflection, having just turned 60, to all those volunteers out there that wish me happy birthday.
I work with these old guys, right? But the way they say it,
old guys. But this audience and this space keeps you young, because it's so dynamic and vibrant. You know, we had a video session the other night with 4 of the organisations, which are just so invigoratingly powerful that they motivate you with the stuff that they're doing.
Yep.
But my closeout, Smithy, is that I've sold lots of products over the last 40 years, lots of good products, because I won't represent anything that's not. But I've never had a person as a product before. And our volunteers, not that I think you are a saleable commodity.
Wind that back.
But at the same degree, you know, our platform, and I think the biggest thing for me that has already started to change, is that we're giving volunteers and organisations an option, which a lot of them don't have currently. So that's one thing. And the fact that we can actually use the good that you do to attract a corporate sponsor that says, hey, I want to do good too, is such a unique platform in any sales and marketing area or vocabulary. It's so unique. So no, am I trying to sell off one person at a time? No.
We are not in the modern slavery game. We're totally against that, just so you know. 70% of the goal, nothing about modern slavery here.
But to have a product that is so good, and that's the basis and the core of all the volunteers, you know, there's nothing better to go out and say that we represent those people that are doing good. What are you doing?
And every volunteer gets to have one of our little guys that sits behind me, little guys and gals, as their avatar. You choose, and you can change it as often as you like, and we'll store every one of them to see your personality changes over your life. So we're not peddling you, we're peddling what you do. And we're peddling what you do to make a massive difference in this community, particularly grassroots community, micro, small businesses. And if we can harmonise and bring those two segments of society together in a really easy-to-use platform that everyone wins on, then we're going to be sitting here in 12 months having a very, very different celebration, my friend. So to you, my business partner in crime, the man that has bitten off more than he can chew many times, but I see every time we get on the line, you're smiling and you're looking forward to the next activity within Firefly. Thank you, buddy. It's been an absolute pleasure. 24 challenging for both of us in different ways, but I think we had this little beast sitting there that we're just chipping away at, and we can start to see the signs unveiling. So super excited. Can't wait for 25 and can't wait to get back in the seat with you, mate.
And likewise, buddy, you know, it's not very often that you can teach an old dog new tricks. That's been our relationship over almost 20 years, which has been fantastic. And I think you're right. And one of those things that continually, like I said, keeps motivating you is that, and for anyone that thinks that, you know, that Courtney and I put together a business platform that was going to be a business model, it seriously misjudged us. And we're both passionate volunteers. And we have now gone beyond, here's a good idea, to an obligation to help continue to support all the volunteers. So do we get to walk away? No. Will we? No. You know what I mean? And like I said to you, and I've said it again, and I say it every time I've got the opportunity, you know, our BHAG is 956 million volunteers, all enjoying the benefit of what they do to bring good to the community. So we will, you know, God allowing, nature allowing, karma allowing, all those things allowing us to continue to put one foot in front of the other for next year. So from me up here in Queensland to all the team down there in Seaford, Frankston, Victoria, to all our other team members, Diana, Ian, Jaron, Hitesh, Leanne, Vian, Narvin, Bala, Aaron, and all the other additional team members out there. Anthony, I mean, it's a fantastic team environment. But you know what? And the really good thing is that when you get one of your team members that come back and go, you know what? It's such a joy and a pleasure to talk to the volunteer community.
Yeah. And don't forget Lena. Don't forget Lena.
And Lena, I know, she'll be up me. Just let me Can't forget Lena. Can't forget Lena.
In superpower when we
and look, and on a personal note, to my wife Gina, who is 100% supportive, has been there that time, and to yours, Mel, it's just fantastic. So we're super blessed to have the support, and all we can ask is that the volunteers that are currently using the platform keep supporting the ideology that if we grow together, everything gets better together, and you just keep being awesome and doing the good you're doing.
Could not have said it myself. So thanks, my man, and we will call that a wrap. Goodbye, 24. Yeah. Let's come on and get into 25.
2025, the year of the volunteer.
Year of the volunteer. There you go. See you, buddy.
Thanks, Smitty, champion.
Thanks,
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy.